Hey guys, Shop Talk Podcast.
I'm a zero pro guy.
I did it, yeah. I ran a marathon.
You only crank screw?
Am I the town hero?
3 laps of that are just... Hey guys, Shop Talk Podcast here, episode 73. I'm not a woods racer on a dirt bike or a snowmobile woods guy, I guess. No, I did have fun in Ironwood.
Yeah.
In the woods.
You're just used to, you live in the field. So
True. You do live on
Just
a field.
the wide open flats.
you're like, this is home.
I want to be able to see for miles.
Exactly. Yeah. When you can't see what's coming up ahead of you, the lazy eye does not help.
Just pick it out every tree and stump and leaf.
Yeah.
So it was the first Border Battle XC race this weekend. They teamed up with the Dakota Hare Scramble series, and myself, Luke Van Lysel, Adam Longton, Jesse Hallstrom, kind of the snowmobile guys that went and participated. VS3, the Golden Broom.
The golden broom.
He swept all weekend.
Nice.
So yeah, we'll recap that today. We have the AA winner of the weekend, Nick Swenson, calling in about 25 minutes. Okay,
That's awesome.
so he's certified badass on a dirt bike.
Very cool.
And some snowmobile people will recognize the name because he did race with the Carver Performance team like 2018, 2019, I believe, for 2 seasons. I think he got a couple podiums in semi-pro. So
Cool.
yeah.
Very cool.
So yeah, excited to talk to him. And then we'll recap my weekend because it was bone dry. Okay. But then somehow we still end up in the wet, foot deep swamps.
Oh, yeah.
So I still have my bike loaded. I haven't had time to unload it. So we'll look at after this. It's covered in mud.
Nice.
I watched a Triumph guy launch into the pond, stuck.
Oh, no.
Instantly.
Stuck instantly, knee deep water, stuck instantly.
Oh, no.
I had to go backtrack, like me and 4 other riders backtracked like 30 seconds on the track to then find where the trail wide and then take the other route.
Oh, yeah.
Because you could see people, it's like, where are they going?
How'd they get over there?
Yeah. So I didn't take that line again. So yeah, what an event. 2 hours of suffering.
Hell yeah.
But before we get into that, we got VS3 Suspension, who brought me home to a 8th place finish in Sportsman 2.
Hell
There you
yeah.
go.
So, but Woody's Traction Products, Kyle.
Shop Talk 10. Get yourself 10% off of all products and free shipping.
Yep.
See, isn't that a good read?
Here, you could do the VS3 read then.
Okay. VS3 read. Time to get the dirt bikes race ready! Exclamation point. That's why I read it loud. Don't let your suspension maintenance slip. Send it in to VS3 for a service or revalve. VS3 specializes in off-road motorcycle suspension with over 15 years of race-winning results. Whether it's replacing leaky fork seals or fully customized, specialized race builds, they can get you taken care of. They know their stuff. He knows his stuff.
He does.
So you don't have to.
It's hot in here, Brody.
Get your suspension service now. Geez, now it's hot.
I know. I don't know why I had to interrupt the read for that. Vince is going to be pissed.
Yeah. It's hot, dude. When we're on the phone, I'm freaking out.
I just got to stand up.
I turned the AC off.
Is anybody else sweaty?
Started sweating. Shout out, I got my Longton Motorsports t-shirt on. Shout out Adam Longton.
Looks nice.
Gave you a t-shirt this weekend. Brody, we are still running the free KG.
Free KG. He's back in prison.
T-shirt sale through this week. Pre-orders will be done. Okay. So
Get your shirt.
Thanks to everybody that has ordered one.
Yeah,
If
freaking
you
cool.
haven't ordered your free KG shirt yet, you're missing out on a time capsule of Shop Talk Podcast.
Yes, it is a time capsule.
Yeah. Our first limited edition shirt.
Uh-huh.
So,
To kick off 2025 summer.
yeah.
Free
Yeah,
KG.
that's a summer shirt there.
Well, it's black, but, you know, you can cut the sleeves off.
Ben York said he was going to cut the sleeves off.
Oh,
of
hell
his.
yeah. Yeah.
That'll
We'll
be
see this
fun.
on the boat, 4th of July.
That'll be thin.
So Kyle, before we get into dirt bike stuff here, so like the Arctic Cat news broke last weekend, or last week, that the cat is back. But the snowmobile news of this week was a huge snowmobile auction that stirred up the snowmobile internet.
People are mind blown right now. Yeah.
I mean, I'm taking out a second mortgage
Yeah.
to place these bids.
Yeah. Yeah. It's pretty impressive, Brody. So it's from like 96 to 90 or 09, I'd say, something like that. He's got like one of every Polaris race sled. Brand new.
Holy crap.
Still, skis haven't even been bolted on.
Really?
0
Yeah.
miles.
Wow.
Yeah.
What the
Yeah.
hell?
And then there's mix of Articats and Skidoos in there. No Yamahas though.
No Yamahas. No.
Weird. But yeah, it's a pretty impressive lineup.
So
their bids are starting to show.
Yeah.
I was just looking at it this morning. It was still saying $5, but now bids are actually up.
Okay.
The 07 440,
Yeah.
Skidoo 440, already at 4,100.
Yeah.
That'd be a sweet sled.
Yeah, for sure.
So where'd this come from? Like,
It's
who
just
is
some
this?
guy's collection.
Just some guy wanting to sell off his collection?
Yeah.
Frank Bursick collection.
Yeah.
I believe that was the guy it was his collection. I think he passed away. And so yeah, it's a full-blown auction on it. We have 22 days left to bid.
How many sleds? Does it say like
22
a total?
days and that sled's already at $4,100. That guy is going to have millions of dollars.
You think so?
Yeah, well, even them bikes on there.
The Rupp 440 Magnum is at 225.
Yeah. That's a sweet sled.
The bikes are cool.
yeah.
The
The Honda race bikes
Yeah,
are sweet.
yeah. So, like, to put it in perspective, Brody, Dad's a 08 Snow Pro 600 you had. One of those brand new, still in the crate.
Holy crap. That's wild. That's cool.
A 97 XCR 440s, our ice sled, the one we got a pile of money
Oh, yeah.
into.
Uh-huh.
Brand new.
Brand new.
Skid frame's never been bolted in it.
What the hell?
Is that the Crapo Snow Pro
Yeah.
number
Yeah.
3? Is that Crapo?
I thought that Malinowski was. There's a Malinowski one in there.
Yeah,
And
that one's already at 10 grand.
Yeah.
63 bids on that one.
And there's a 10% buyer's fee. So you have to pay the company 10% of what you bought it for.
No shit.
Yeah. So
Oh, really?
That
Oh,
$10,000, they got to pay them $1,000 for.
Extra.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
And then plus all the other fees and taxes and stuff.
Yeah.
That 97's only at 1,500 so far.
Hey, it can stay there.
Yeah. What about these LT grays, Kyle?
Yeah, the cross countries.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's one on there that says 71 Articat, and it's a 77 cross country, one they didn't make very many of.
Yeah.
That was like Brian Nelson raced them after he raced the Liquidators.
Oh.
Yeah, for Articat. But they didn't make very many of them. They're pretty
Yeah.
sweet.
It does have it's got a unique look to it.
Yeah.
The-
they look like a Jag.
Yeah, it does. The two that I was interested in were the two Sioux sleds.
Yeah.
That one was a 2015. That was the year that Cat made I think they made 7 or 8 of them
Yeah.
in the race shop
Yeah.
to give to the race, or not give, but sell as purpose-built Sioux sleds.
Yeah.
So that's one of them. And then the other one is the West Selby Sioux sled.
Yeah.
So those were the two that me and Dad were kind of interested in.
Yeah.
Wes's is already at $6,600,
That's insane.
and the 2015 is at $4,100.
Oh
so
my goodness.
If that one would have stayed around that 4,000, 45, we would have been really interested in that.
for sure.
But I wouldn't have thought those would have been hot sleds because they're kind of,
Well, they're starting to hit the market.
I suppose.
But I was thinking if Wes's sled would still be competitive,
Oh, for sure.
you know?
Because it's the Suzuki motor in
Yeah.
them still, but those those Suzuki cylinders are getting really hard to come by.
Yeah,
Though.
for sure.
What about that stack of Snow Weeks?
Yeah, that's a hot commodity right there. What are those at? 10 grand already? If they are, boy, we're sitting on some money.
I showed that to Dad, and he said, "Man, I wish I went to throwing all mine away then." Because he said, "I think I was even a subscriber. Like they sent them to me every week."
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, you got them every week.
Yeah. Well, that's the only way. That's how you'd find out what races are where and what weekends.
Yeah. Oh, here, let me change this.
But there's also 72 Starfires. There's a few of them on there. I'm interested in seeing what they go for.
What about all those old Polaris hoods too?
Yeah.
Are you in the market for those, or would you just?
It's just wall art at this point.
Oh, sure.
You know, so.
It's not something that you could actually use to if you have any restoration projects.
Oh yeah, you could, but I don't have any projects.
Yeah.
Mine's already done.
An abundance of lawnmowers, Brody. I'm trying to find this Snow Week here, just to see what they're at.
There's Honda crotch rockets on there, like
Ooh, yeah.
2-stroke ones. They're sweet.
I bet. Yeah, that is
And there's
cool.
a prototype one. People are saying that those will go more than the snowmobiles.
So only $5 for Snow Week, Kyle.
Bid.
Bid.
Bid now.
But I guess I wouldn't have known about the 10% buyer's fee. Well, did you? I suppose did you make an account or what?
No.
Oh,
No.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
22 days remaining, so
See what it looks like on day
all the stuff that I like is already.
way too high.
Yeah.
Yeah.
well, isn't that 71? Here, you can scroll through and see if you
Yeah,
find
that's
anything.
72 Starfire. So that's what mine would be right
Oh,
there.
that's what. Oh,
Yeah.
okay, that's what I thought. $5.
Yeah, it's at $5.
They're practically giving it away.
That one. Yeah. Another 72 that's all dolled up. Yeah. There's a lot of cool stuff on here. So if you haven't seen, go check it out.
Yeah, Brody, you're not on Facebook, but
No.
it blew up the Facebook snowmobile industry this past week.
That's kind of cool. That's
Yeah.
pretty damn cool.
No, it was cool. It was. I don't know why, but it's just the old sleds that are still brand new are the coolest things to me.
Oh yeah, anything that's old and brand new
Before
is
Pro
still.
XR.
Yes, that one.
Still at
$1,700.
Yeah.
That.
22 days left.
Yeah.
But yeah, anything old and brand new is
Just never been set up.
yeah,
Like,
it's unique. It's right. It's new somehow.
will any of those brand new old sleds be used,
If they are, I don't know.
or are they just going to be bought and just kept as preserved in time?
That's what they should do, but I don't
Yeah.
know.
That's a tough call.
People get crazy, you know?
And then at the Artie Cat 60th, I know Country Cat, they still have a brand new 08 Snow Pro.
Yeah.
They still had that one. They had that one sitting up there. But I'd have to ride it. You'd have to.
Oh, man.
Yeah, see, like I don't even know how a collection like that gets started because, like, how do you buy something?
I believe
And
the
not
one thing I
ride
read was that the guy had you did a little bit of race team stuff. Like, I believe that was one comment that I read that made sense to me.
But yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff on there.
So we got 22 days to bid on stuff. So buy the free KG shirt.
Yeah.
So Shop Talk can buy a brand new old sled to put in the studio.
We'll hang it upside down.
We'll hang it from the ceiling.
Yep,
Yeah.
we'll hang it from the ceiling.
We'll raffle it off to one of you. That'll be good. We'll go buy a sled and then we'll raffle it off.
We should do a waffle.
That'd be sweet.
We could.
You got to
do a
buy the
raffle.
shirt and then you get entered for,
Ooh,
You know?
there you go.
yeah.
For tickets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There we go. That's. How
Who
can
knew
the gov-
Kyle was the businessman?
How can
out
the
of us?
government get in on that?
What could we give away?
Oh, boy. Let's just, yeah.
A weed whacker.
A Milwaukee weed whacker.
Milwaukee weed whacker is a damn good buy.
That'd be a good one, actually.
Yeah.
Actually. That is intriguing. Maybe we could do that.
We should do a raffle. We got to get a sled, though.
Yeah.
Good something. But yeah, God, who?
Would people buy raffle tickets for a junky old sled in the weeds?
I don't know about in the weeds, but if it's something cool,
Yeah. I always hate. I see so many of those advertisements on your when you're scrolling, like, buy this and you get 5 entries for this truck and skid steer.
That's what we're gonna turn into.
I don't want any part of that.
Buying this shirts get you 1,000 entries.
Yeah, no, thank you.
Fine, then it's just me and Gunner's money. Then.
Yeah, you guys got this.
Yeah.
No, well, I'll do a raffle, but just not one like that. Because I hate seeing those.
Let's raffle off the bike.
That's my bike? Hell no.
Yeah, what else could we
Stop
get
looking
here?
around my garage to raffle off my shit.
Lawnmower, you don't need that.
I'm gonna use it this weekend. I should have used it last weekend, this past one. But yeah, how does a collection like that get started? Like, what's the first sled that man bought and said, I'm not gonna take it out of the box?
Well, the oldest brand new one is a 96 440.
96.
Yeah, the white one.
Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, brand new 96, just nope, don't take it out.
Well, remember when Herf was on here and he said there was a brand new 2014 still in the crate up
at Cat.
Yeah, at Cat. Mm-hmm. That he said somebody bought it, but they haven't came and got it.
Yeah.
So hard to say. That would be
That's a sweet
that's
sled.
a nice sled too.
Yeah. There's your cylinders right there.
There's 2 of them. We know where 2 of them are at.
Yep.
John Arneson probably needs them though.
Yeah. Did he say that was a factory engine in that thing?
I don't know about factory engine. I can't remember. But he was having at Nadawash, he was having throttle body issues. Mm-hmm. Or injector issues.
Yeah.
The one was like sticking wide open and the other one was like stuck shut or something.
Worst case scenario.
Yeah.
So you're getting all the gas. It's just
Yeah, exactly.
it's not going in.
So Nick Swenson here coming up in 10 minutes. I don't know where to go. If I want to, I'll recap my race. It'll only take me about 10 minutes.
Perfect.
Sum up 2 hours and 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I leave 4:45. The vlog will be out tomorrow. Okay.
You were vlogging.
I vlogged. The vlog is back.
The vlog is back. Didn't know it went anywhere.
Running out of stuff to share on the Outlaw Racing page.
Well, like when Kat came back in and shared that and shared the auction and hey, if I can share it and I can make 40 cents off of it, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
That's what it comes out to. But no, we vlogged a little bit. Adam and his wife helped with the vlog, so that was nice. I was running a little, not late, but left 4:45, got down there, and then biking around, getting signed up, and going and checking out the track. And then somehow it's like, oh yeah, you got to be down at the line for a driver's meeting in like 5-10 minutes. Because I asked Vince, I was like, why is everybody...
Where is everybody?
Yeah. Why is everybody?
Why is everybody? Where is everybody?
Off topic, but
Oh,
yes,
sorry. Yeah, you go, Kyle.
there's a ZRT leather coat,
Ooh.
brand new.
Yeah.
Dude wants $600 for it.
Damn.
I think I might. No, I'm
No,
not. gonna
I was gonna say, like, you are crazy enough to do that for a leather coat.
How sweet would that be? ZRT.
That would be
wear it-
pretty sweet,
I'd wear
though.
it during the race.
Oh yeah. You'd be wearing it right now, just sweating your ass off.
Yeah. I'd be the coolest guy you know, though.
No, true. Yeah. Very true. You got that point.
Is it the 96 ZR coat?
It's
Or what?
97. Yeah.
Let me see. $600?
Yeah, for the one.
Ooh.
That's sharp.
Yeah. Why does it say $250 though?
You got to read the description.
Oh. That's where they get you, Brody.
ZRT leather, 600 or best offer.
Because he knows what he's got.
Yeah, he knows what he's got. Somebody will pay that. ZRTs are hot right now. We made ZRTs
I wonder why.
hot.
Exactly. I wonder why. Was it us?
We made triples great again.
Somehow, some way.
Now guess what? 08 Snow Pro 600s are going to be hot
Why?
because we talk about them.
The 08s weren't very hot. They the 08s had a weird twitch to them.
I'm telling you, that body of Snow Pro is going to be hot.
That body of Snow Pro is good.
I always thought that was the most badass looking sled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The 08 to 2011 Snow Pros, the Snow Pro 500s, those are good sleds.
Yeah, they're going to be hot here in a couple months.
I totally believe it.
Oh, yeah.
What are you working on?
Nothing.
Oh,
I'm just saying.
It could happen.
I don't see it.
What? I don't see IQRs and Snow Pros going through the roof soon.
No, I still feel like this ditch banger era we're in is still going to carry on for quite a few more years. Because like if you look at the ditch banger national, we haven't even got into like the 03, 04 edges.
But it's anticipated.
Oh, for sure. But I don't think you should bring Firecats out there.
No.
No. Pre-Firecat.
Yeah.
Pre-Firecat,
for sure.
pre-IQR, pre-Rev.
Yeah. That just makes everything so much simpler and so much cheaper. You can still get good money out of Firecat.
Yeah.
Did you guys rebuild yours?
Yeah, we did. Mm-hmm. Still not so did we ever talk about it was the fuel pump issue?
Yeah.
It was a
I think we did.
Yeah, fuel pressure issue that we were running. It should be around 40, 41, and we were at 31. So then Mike McCardle told us, he's like, so yeah, you essentially jetted down an EFI sled like 4 jet sizes.
Yeah. Makes sense. That's why you don't hold them open for that long.
Yeah, I should have dropped it. I should have been dropping it. But that doesn't make sense. Does it make sense on why it was like gargly and boggy on the bottom end?
Yeah, if it's not getting any fuel.
Because like if you timed it just right, sitting there in the pits, and you hammered on it, it would just. Brrr.
Yeah, it doesn't have enough fuel.
Really? I thought that'd be.
It makes sense.
But yeah, it was. Dad put that.
You're going from nothing, just idling, and then wide open. It's got to be instant.
Oh, it's like suffocating you almost.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, I can see that. But yeah, that was Dad. He put that new fuel pump in there, and because it wasn't starting, put the new fuel pump in there. 3 pulls, fired right up.
Yeah.
It was like, okay, it's good to go. Brought it down to Walker, and then didn't run it at all until we got it on the lake. It's like, oh yeah, it's not running right. Not enough fuel pressure. Damn Chinese fuel pumps.
Hey,
But then you call.
They get you every time.
Suzuki's a Japan company.
So the original fuel pumps are good, but
Suzuki. It sounds Japanese.
it is Japanese.
Yeah, that's what we're.
Ichiro Suzuki. Yeah, I guess it does sound Japanese.
Like Honda, Kawasaki, Yamaha, Suzuki.
Yeah.
Honda.
Anything sounds Japanese or use that fucking.
But yeah, I think we were going to get a fuel pressure gauge on there this year.
Yeah.
Just to watch it. Because you don't want to burn it down again.
No.
People think you have nitrous on it.
Probably. Yeah. Hopefully.
I don't want to burn that thing down. I'm glad it was you and not me.
Oh, I wish it was you.
You would have got cussed out.
I'm so glad it was him.
You should have been dropping it down the straightaway.
Nope, I hold that
Look
bitch
at these
wide.
Hi-Fax. They're gone.
Yeah, I was riding on the edges,
Oh, that's funny.
but I hold that bitch wide. I don't care.
As long as you can until you have arm pump.
Yeah. Well, I'm still holding it wide when I got arm pump.
Push it up at the front of your hand, at the side of your hand.
Oh yeah, the Wes Selby where he jammed his elbow into his side and used his fist.
I was pulling out every trick in the book.
The wraparound?
Oh yeah, the wraparound was the go-to.
Really?
Oh hell yeah.
I actually run my throttle turned down a little bit
I do
more
too.
than I think I see other people, just so you can grab it from the bottom.
I told you, you're a wraparound guy.
No, not in the corners.
I didn't do it as much this year.
No, not in the corners. I don't like the transition where
Oh yeah, because the glove kind of gets rolled up and might get pinched or something like that, and I just
something
can't do it. I
might happen.
I practiced it a couple times. I'm like, this is dumb as hell.
I can't believe Kyle does this.
Yeah.
Oh, only when the bars are low, but when they're high, then it's good.
Sure. That I suppose that could be too. I never did try it on the ZRT. But
It's not like I try. I just do what comes to me. You know?
Just flowing with it then.
Just flow.
flow.
Yeah.
Like you're just flowing off the sled and just like slowly
Yeah.
rapping.
It's not something that I trained, you know. It's like, I got an idea. Turn my hand around.
Yeah.
No, it just happened.
Just happens. Yeah, nope, not for me. Anyway,
Anyway, we went to a dirt bike race this weekend, and Kyle, you should have been there.
I was busy, brother.
Oh, did you rent that track out, the mini?
No,
Oh.
not this weekend.
so
Oh,
he wasn't busy.
They were probably
right.
were they using it building Gamble's dirt
Yeah.
bike track?
Yeah.
Oh, that's what I figured then.
So I had a busy weekend hanging insulation when it was about 90 degrees in my shop. That was fun.
That's the best time to do it.
Yeah.
I seen you were doing burnouts with a zero turn.
Yep. Got the lawnmower going,
That's bitching.
squawking them.
Oh yeah, squawking them. A hell of a streak.
Gotta make it look cool in there somehow. Can't do burnouts with ice sleds.
No,
So a lawnmower.
you could do a burnout on the ice sled. It'd just leave some different
Gouges
marks.
in my brand new concrete.
Yeah.
We could do it.
We're gonna lay some transmission oil or some kind of oil on the ground and just do the meanest burnout on the frickin' lawnmower. It's gonna be sweet.
What, like put it up against the wall or what?
No, we're just gonna do it freestanding. But if you slick it up a little bit, it'll roast them.
Yeah, right.
Oh, you want to see some shit?
I don't believe your lawnmower can roast them like that.
Oh,
Dead still stop to just flooring it. No, you're not roasting the tires.
yeah, right. Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's the old reverse
Come
trick.
over. Well, I'll get like 8 bush lights in us, and then we'll just start laying fatty burnouts in the freaking garage. Billy Squire cranked up.
Granted, that does sound like fun, but that does sound like a great time.
Just deflate the front tires a little bit.
Oh, sure. It didn't got them hard, the hard like plastic rubbery
No,
ones
these
on
ones
there?
are air.
Oh, really?
So slam it in reverse as fast as it'll go, and then. Yeah, I got a good idea.
There's gonna be so many kids listening to this just wrecking their mom and dad's mowers now. Just, Kyle said this.
You could do fat burnouts.
That's what we should do, Brody, in here is just burnouts.
With my bike or
Yeah.
what?
It would make it look sweet in here.
Yeah.
Not really.
When we have guests come in, they'd be like, geez, these guys party. So Nick told me, he said running a little late.
Okay.
Okay. So that was the text I got.
Banter on. It's hot in here.
You know what's hot in here?
Sorry, VS3. Right in the middle of your
getting
in your
hot.
read.
So VS3, how was he doing?
The
golden broom.
He was not having a good time at the end, where it was his first like kind of 2 days back on the bike to be fully suited up and on the bike like 2 days in a row for the whole day. He said he was struggling.
Yeah.
Like I said my ass is just chapped right now. He said mine too.
I got back on the bike this weekend too. Mm-hmm. Yeah, PW50 got the best of me multiple times.
What year? Well, they're all the same.
93.
Oh, 93?
Yeah. Yep. So it's yellow and purple.
Oh, really?
Yeah, one of
It's
those.
not blue. So, yeah. Did you know that your toes will touch the ground on a PW50?
Yeah.
I run myself over a
Oh my
lot.
god.
Yeah. Just cruising along, and then all
just
of a sudden,
catch.
toes are just underneath. You're on the ground like instantly. So my knees are all tore up. Yeah. PW50, probably the hardest dirt bike to ride.
Is it a grown man? Probably.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And it's way too fast. The thing goes like 32 miles an hour.
I don't remember going fast on our PW50.
But like initially it's like,
I remember that.
and then it.
Sorry,
Yeah, okay, you can't multitask.
No, I can't.
But I guess I never
Thanks for adding to the conversation.
maybe I yeah. The goofy head shaking, random sound, perfect to the conversation. I never wound out the PW50 when I was younger. I don't think.
Oh yeah,
I never took it on the blacktop. I remember hauling ass next to the dirt bike track.
Yeah.
You know, out of the rhythm section,
Yeah.
just in the grass. I remember hauling ass through there.
We'll get one, and then you just have to remember to ride on your toes.
I had, sorry there. I had, Dad had a 3-wheeler for sale. And
Oh yeah,
I posted it, and then Jeff Lindgren right away said, I'll take it.
sold.
Sold.
I
right
was
away.
even interested because
Yeah.
it's 200.
Yeah, Colin screenshot it and everything. And then so Jeff Venmo'd me, and then he just messaged me again. He's like, do you have Venmo? I was like, it threw me off. I was like, you already Venmo'd me the money.
Sorry.
I had one of my worst crashes ever on a PW50.
I remember I was there.
Probably about like 12?
It's probably somewhere around there.
So you're grown.
Yeah, 12, 13 years old.
He was a big 12-year-old too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was a big 12-year-old on this P-Dub. Camera phones had just came out.
Oh,
Okay.
you were showing
Helmet cam.
off. Yeah.
Helmet cam, baby.
Regan had a camera phone. Okay?
Yeah.
So we duct taped his...
I thought you were holding it.
No, to start the story off, we
Okay,
duct
yeah,
taped
okay, yep.
the camera to my hat. It didn't look very good. So then I go to holding the phone, okay? And so we're on the dirt bike track. We're coming into the corner where the sand is right now, right down that straightaway. I get head shake.
On a PW50, there's no coming back from it. I learned that this weekend.
Wow, one-handed too.
Yeah.
Holding the phone out. And it head shakes into an endo. And somehow I'm still holding the phone up
Yeah.
and pointing at Regan, so I didn't wreck his phone. But then the throttle, so endos, throttle's in the dirt, stuck open.
Yeah.
The inside of my thigh is on the rear tire.
Yeah.
Tore up the inside of my thigh.
Oh, no.
It looked like a shark bit him.
Yeah.
Still holding the phone up like this.
Yes.
Ow, ow.
Oh man! And then I went over to because then I was all dirty and dusty and it was all full of dirt and whatnot. So I went over to the garden hose and cleaned it out. Oh my
Even
God!
worse, yeah.
It was that was probably the worst pain I've felt that I can remember as a child. Because the inside of your thigh, that's some tender meat.
Yeah,
Some tender meat in there.
Yeah.
Tender meat. That's
Yeah.
the good cut.
Yeah. Kind of a similar story. Not really, but yeah. Fuck. Hit the ditch on the, I think it was a DS80 Suzuki that I had.
Japanese.
Yeah. Yeah. And hit the ditch, and then a goddamn gopher, dug a fresh hole right where the line was, So I hit the ditch, and it bucked me over, end over end. And yeah, there's still a chunk of my leg that's got a divot there from the foot peg. Landed right on the foot peg. Yeah. Sat there for like probably good 45 seconds, a minute. Just,
Ooh. I thought you were going to say 45 minutes.
No.
Marcy, you're probably thinking, where's Kyle at?
Yeah.
You're just underneath a bike.
Yeah. Ow.
No, there was man, I had a few bad crashes as a kid. That was why we quit racing. That was why we quit racing dirt bikes there for a little bit, because there was a few bad ones. The one bad one that Dad watched
Oh, yeah.
at home, KTM 50 over a double, died in the air.
Oh, no.
Just,
Yeah.
it was right after our long tabletop facing the road. We had another little double right there. And then Dad had already made those couple corners. So he was facing south, watching the whole thing.
Yeah.
And just poo, poo, poo. Like, I think I was like 8 or 9 years old, and that was a fractured hip.
Oh,
On that one.
jeez. That's gnarly.
So that was, yeah. So then we kept racing for a long time after that. But then once we got on the 85, we had a few bad crashes.
Yeah.
I remember up at the casino track was always really fun. Come around the last turn that kind of scooped into the start straight. I suppose you never raced up there. But it was like kind of a marshy black dirt that kind of got hard.
Yeah.
And there was a pretty good rut that had kind of carved over. And for some reason on my 85, I'd never hit a rut before in my life. I figured I'm going to lay it into that rut. Just put her in there and high-side it and just poof, poof, poof. And then we were riding at mom and dad's track at home, and I was on my dad's YZ250. And our first corner going behind the woods just pushed the front wheel right over that berm that we have because it's kind of a high up bank berm. Just pushed it way out wide and just smacked the ground. And then after that, Dad said we're selling the dirt bikes. But like what I put it up to is that it was like at that time I was like 13, 14 years old. I was not really into dirt bikes at the time. Like we were starting to play football and just not into dirt bikes. So it was like yeah, sure.
Yeah.
But now dirt bikes are awesome again.
And instantly, didn't we get four-wheelers?
Yeah, then we went right to four-wheelers.
We went straight to four-wheelers, so we really didn't stop riding.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
But so, yeah, I signed up for Sportsman too.
Oh yeah, we're back on the
Unless you wanted to banter some more.
Well, no, okay. I didn't
Shout
know.
out to Spencer Mabry.
Right. Yeah.
Bought a hat today.
Oh, sweet.
Hell yeah.
It's hot in here.
That should be a soundboard. Just to interrupt everyone with, it's hot in here.
I swear to God, I turned the AC off and I sat down and I started getting hot.
Anyway.
But no, that goes into what Spencer said. He likes our podcast, likes the Carbide podcast as well. But he said our banter back and forth is what makes it. So I thought that was pretty funny.
Yeah, that's good. That's good to hear.
It's not professional in any way.
No, it's no.
Do we look professional at all?
It's not planned. Colin didn't grab his hat.
No, he said that.
Oh,
On purpose.
Oh, I'll just grab it.
I had Bobby Minnie call me today.
Oh, yeah? What do you want?
I'm not sure.
It was a great phone call.
Honestly, I was waiting for somebody to call me back about some gravel, and he calls me, and it was just a number. He's like, "Hey, how's it going?" And so I thought it was the gravel guy.
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh yeah, good. How's it going for you? Do you know who this is?" And then when he said that, then I recognized the voice. I was like, "Bobby?" So
Called about nothing, huh?
yeah, nothing.
Fucking great story.
Cool.
That's way better than your dirt bike story. I don't know how your race
Colin
went.
called me today. I had to ignore it because I was busy.
Really?
Just saying. Why were you so interested that I ignored it?
Well, because you ignored my call at one time. You were hanging from the rafters painting a semi.
Yeah, I called you right back though.
Yeah.
Just from the neck.
I was actually in my socks, so I wouldn't get the top of it dirty. You know?
What?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
I'd laid one coat of paint
Oh,
on.
you took your boots off.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
just so you didn't have any dirt or dust falling off your boots. I see.
Big boot tracks. Instead, there was just a Kyle Grover footprint there, you know. Then I cover that up with paint.
Oh, I see.
Just fill that in.
You
Go
don't
a little
like
thick right there. You know?
you don't paint yourself off the roof, like walk away from it.
Tell me how you can do it with one coat of paint already on.
Oh, I suppose. Yep. Sorry.
If you got away,
It's hot in here.
The mine doesn't work good in the heat.
if you got a way to do it, I'm open ears. That was on a big tank.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm thinking of it like Johnny could get a crane.
Yeah.
And then you'll Josh crane you up. Okay.
Yeah.
And then you'll just lay on a board.
Yeah. Slide me.
There you go.
Yeah.
remote can control. It'll just send you back and forth.
Yeah, we can get one of them Harbor Freight roof mount lifts.
Yeah,
Harbor
winches.
Freight?
Yeah. Yep. Shut up. You know that insult that I was talking about when I earlier? That would be great right now. But yeah, winch me up by my belt loop and then paint away.
Yeah. That sounds like a fun job.
It's great. I love it.
So, okay. We'll get into my race here now.
Oh, yeah. You raced.
I raced.
Yeah. 2 hours.
2 hours and 13 minutes.
Oh, yeah. That sounds like fun.
So when we first, they said it was going to be about a 20-something minute lap time. Okay. And so the Sportsman 2, we were the last flight to get waved on. Like all the B classes went in front of us and everything. Yeah. And then, so first lap, we get going. And it is as dusty as the thickest snow dust you'd ever been in.
Just sandstorm.
Yes, yes,
It
exactly.
looks like the 1920s Great Depression.
The Great Dust Bowl.
The Dust Bowl.
I'll show you a video right here real quick.
Did the Dust Bowl cause the Great Depression?
It was part of it. It didn't cause it, but it was just one of the many side effects of what was going on in that time. Yeah. Because economic collapse and then what? Yeah, we don't need to get into it.
It looks like you're riding into a fire.
Well, that was
Pretty much.
That was Luke Van Lysel with the AA guys. But so the whole first lap, it was kind of a hard pack moto section that they kind of started off with, and like the hard pack I didn't mind because it was similar to Mom and Dad's, so I didn't mind that. But just not being able to see it, and then you're instantly breathing in dust,
Instantly choking.
You look like you just got done eating a candy bar.
It's just messier now.
It did. Okay, Nick's ready now. What time are we out here, Brody?
41.
41? Okay.
Yeah, 41 minutes. 42 minutes. 42 1 seconds. 42 2 seconds. But yeah, and then you get the grit in your teeth.
Yeah,
and then the whole time you're just chewing on dirt.
Oh,
yeah.
whoops. Oh, I'm not Bluetoothed?
Every
time.
time.
Every time.
I was going to say something too when you
I know,
said
I know. We should have.
make sure there's no mishaps.
Mm-hmm. There's
Okay, now we're
always
good,
got to be a
Brody.
mishap.
Now we're good.
Hey, man, how's it going?
Hey, Nick. Thanks for the time tonight. We really appreciate it.
Absolutely. Anytime to talk shop and talk dirt bikes, good time for me. So
Dirt bikes and snowmobiles. We're going to talk snowmobiles too.
let's go.
But, well, first off, Nick, I just got to give you a lot of respect for what you do on a dirt bike, because after riding myself out there this weekend and then watching you attack the track like you did, it's just unreal.
Well, thank you. You know, hundreds and hundreds of hours of R&D, crashing, and getting back up again. So a lot of fun this weekend, though.
Well, that's what I asked our buddy Vince Van Slyke. I said, how is he going so much faster than the other guys? And he's like, he just doesn't care. Like, is it like you just have so much trust in the bike and everything? Is that how it's?
Yeah, you know, it just comes down to seat time, man. I mean, you put 1,000 hours into something, you're going to get really good at it.
Yeah.
And, you know, I've been riding since I was 4. And my brother and I would get home from school and ride the dirt bikes until we ran out of gas. And then we'd go up and get some fuel, put them in the bikes, and then we'd stop when my mom told us to come in for dinner. Over and over and over again. And, yeah, I mean, days like yesterday where the track's super choppy. I mean, that track was beat before the race even started from the B class. And I had a good idea where the bike setup was going to be, but I hadn't really ridden much coming into that race. I think I've ridden 4 or 5 hours this year. But I knew that I was fit enough to be able to run consistent laps and just charge the whole time. And I got some techniques and things I look for on the track to help, ride smooth. But just experience, man. Experience that I didn't have when I had my snowmobile career. Short-lived.
Well, when I had talked to you last year at that Brainerd race after you had won there, and I told you kind of the same thing. I had a lot of respect for what you're doing out there, and you're like, "Oh, a snowmobile guy," and then you'd said back to me that like, "Oh, I got a lot of respect for you guys on the sleds for what you're doing on the lake," and I thought that was really cool coming from you.
Dude, you guys are nut jobs out there. I mean, watching you guys hit those corners. I mean, it's the same thing, just different machine. And so I think a lot of why I was sort of successful on the sled while I could hang on to it was because, it's all line selection and setup, and you feel the machine and corner speed and reading the terrain and looking into the corner and looking out of the corner. It's the same thing, just different track, different machine. So, no, you guys are animals, and I've always been around sleds too, and so I can seriously appreciate what you guys do. And then after doing it for, I didn't even make it a season, but after doing it a handful of races, I totally earned. You guys earned my respect. That was cool to see and cool to try to keep up with you guys.
Yeah, because was it 2018 or 2019? That
I did a race. I think I did the Nisswa race in I think it was 2022. It was 2021, maybe. Yeah, 2021. I think John Arneson let me run his Arctic Cat. I wadded up really hard and pulled that sled. Going like 50 miles an hour and actually really banged up my wrist. I got a bad injury to the wrist on that one, and I didn't realize it until a ways later that it was a torn ligament. I had surgery. John's an awesome guy. If you know John Arneson, he let me run his sleds again. And I kept crashing them, but I did make an attempt with Mike Carver. Again, awesome people. And the snowmobile industry, from my experience, was very similar to the dirt bike world where, man, everybody just open arms and helped out, gave me so much insight that took years and years to develop. And we're super open to sharing that. Mike Carver and Coletti and Zach Urfendahl, Bobby Menny, so many people that helped out, but I just couldn't hang on to the sleds. I just couldn't do it.
Yeah, I remember your get off you had at Pine Lake. That was probably your worst one, or?
Yeah. So what was the race before that? It was Pine. I wadded off the back of the sled and my foot got sucked into the track. And I had to get a bunch of stitches into my ankle. The next weekend I came back, guns a-blazing. I was running third in semi-pro. And, I just kind of caught an edge coming out of the turn right before the finish line. My skis hooked, sent me right into the finish line, aluminum arch, and I was knocked out instantly. Broke my collarbone right in front of everybody. It was pretty spectacular. The whole finish line came crashing down, that was pretty much it.
That was pretty much it, huh?
Good fun though. I learned a lot. Just the speeds and setup. I understand why you guys just fall in love with it because, just like bikes, just that one little adjustment might make or break your day.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah. So it's you're a lot closer to us on the sleds than we are to you on the bike, though.
Hey, I looked at the results. You had some pretty consistent lap times out there, and there was a lot of guys. Jesse Hellstrom was out there racing yesterday. A couple other cross-country snowmobile guys were out there too, so cool to see.
Yeah. No, I was happy with the consistency of mine. They're just consistently slow, but so how crucial was that start for you? Because the dust was unreal.
Yeah, that's what they say. I don't know anything about it.
Perfect answer.
I knew the start was going to be huge there. Pulled the third place start. I was like one of the last people to the starting line because I was doing some practice starts out back, and I was glad I did because I ripped a really good start on the inside. Got pinched off, started in third. Before we got in the woods, I took the lead, and I knew that Nate Furter and Logan Kiddock were buried. I just couldn't see them within the top three behind me. So I knew I had to take advantage. And, the dust was going to be huge. So I wanted to pull a huge gap. That first half of the track was really hard packed, really fast, third, fourth gear. But I knew you really couldn't make up a whole lot of time in that first 4 miles of the 8 mile track. You could lose time if you crash, but if you're pushing hard on that stuff, you really can't make up a whole lot of time versus the second half of the track where it was really sandy, really beat, 3-4 foot sand rollers, the whole, that whole section. I knew that was really where you could make up the time. So, that really wasn't too dusty in there either. So I know that, just talking with Nate and Logan, they really struggled and, just coming through the pack, and by the end of the second lap, I think I had a minute lead, which from there it was just race management to bring it home.
Yeah. You had I didn't know who it was. You had a KTM two-stroke guy kind of close to you at the end of that first lap, but then he never came around for that second lap though. I wasn't sure on who that was.
Yeah, he runs the Dakota series, so it's a co-sanctioned race. To my surprise, he caught up to me. I made a little mistake there at the end of the start of the first or the second lap. He was right on me, hollering and yelling. But as anybody who knows, it's double A and it's the second lap. You're not going to move over. It's just how it is. I'll give it to him though. The kid was riding good. It's just 2 hours is a long race, and there at the end of that first lap, I was struggling with some arm pump, which is pretty standard for me. I'm sure you got it too, just given the sand rollers, but my arm pump usually goes away within the first half hour. So by middle of that second lap, I could really start putting down some good laps. But unfortunately for him, he had a bike failure.
Oh, okay. That's what happened. No, I guess if I get arm pump, it's not going away.
Oh, hell no.
No.
Not in my experience. It doesn't go away for hours.
Oh, no. You got to loosen that grip. I used to run, Jerry Robin actually told me or showed me a trick that he used to use on minis, and it's cutting up an old grip. And so cut it into a little inch wide section and put that piece of grip over your existing grip so that your hand kind of has to go over it. Your palm does. So it forces you to loosen your grip a little bit. So something I used to run up until just a few years ago might be worth a shot. Because that sucks. Arm pump sucks.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, it's great fun.
Yeah, we had my brother Brody here going 117 on the Firecat at Pine Lake this last year, and yeah, he couldn't hold on to it for more than a lap.
It was a fast lap, though.
Yeah, the first lap was fast.
That was my hot lap.
You can do anything for a lap.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, you talked about how rough that track got. How do those chuck holes form like they do? That was unreal to me.
On the hard stuff up top.
Yeah.
That's just really, really dry dirt, hard dirt that just falls away from acceleration from the rear tire. And it was mostly out of corners. There's some coming into corners, but that's really tough. That top stroke of the fork really doesn't do well with that type of condition. And I was really fighting it too. I was just talking to Matt Stavish at Checkpoint Off-Road today, who does my suspension, about certain things that we could change. And, just finding a clean line is really the best that you can get through that stuff. To be honest with you, I'm not sure how that stuff forms, but if we can find a way to make it not happen, that'd be all for it.
Yeah, like Kyle, it's like you went out there with a sharpshooter and dug a straight up and down hole.
Yeah.
To just put an ice cream pail in.
Goofy.
and that's the hole it forms.
Huh.
Holy crap.
Like it was.
It rattles your shoulders when you hit that with your front tire.
Yeah, it
So
was
not fun.
But
you guys are making it sound like I shouldn't go try one.
You should. It's a lot of fun.
You know how it is. I mean, it's no different than racing, the I-500 or something where it's 4-foot rollers in the ditch. I mean, it's just rough. And that's, the more experienced you are, I mean, I just love that stuff. I like when Millville, I don't know if you've ever raced the Millville Hare Scramble. That's my favorite location. When that place gets rough, it's awesome. But you're either loving it or you're hating it. So a lot of the guys don't like the rough stuff. But when you're feeling it, it's fun.
Yeah, that's what we talked to the one photographer out there, and he said your line selection was unreal because you were taking lines that nobody else was. That you were just running the edge of the main line here, the edge of the main line over there, just searching for the smooth spot, or what?
Yeah, that's pretty much all it is. I spent 7 years racing national enduros, and national enduros, you don't get to see the course at all. You run one section, and that's all you get to run it. You never do it twice. So I've always been good at reading trail, and there was a handful of hot lines out there. Some good lines that you could take to maybe shave a second or two off, but for the most part, it was everybody's running the same path. And when it gets deep like that, you can definitely run that, that edge, get that clean line. And I think people get tunnel vision and just run that main line, and it's just brutal. But if you kind of get creative and are looking ahead, I think Logan does a great job. Obviously, Furter does too. But that's kind of how you separate yourself because, man, that track's rough. I mean, it beats you up, and you got to just stay smooth, and smooth is fast.
Yeah. For like a Hare Scramble this past weekend, Nick, like how do you bike the track? Like how many laps around the track do you make on a bicycle or something?
I don't bike it at all.
Really? So like your first run in the AA class yesterday was your first time on the track?
Yeah, it was.
Holy.
I maybe biked a few hundred yards of it just to kind of see. I mean, I raced it last year. Unfortunately, landed on a rock and put a hole in the water pump cover. And that was the end of it. I've only had a couple of DNFs in my life. The other one was in Indiana at a national enduro. That was the second one. So that was really frustrating. But no, I don't pre-run it. I don't bike it. Like I said, I like reading the trail. I have a good idea of what it was going to be like. It was pretty much the same course as last year, just backwards. So, I know Kiddock has a e-bike. A lot of the guys are running the course with e-bikes. I think we definitely should be allowed to do that. I agree with the rules as they are. I think if you're concerned about, the track, I think it's great that we can look at the track beforehand. But personally, I think I'm just a decent trail reader and prefer to just run it first lap.
Sure.
And just read it.
No, that makes sense. That's like we had Zach when we had Zach Herfindahl in here. What did he say, Kyle? That in like 120-mile stretch of ditch, if he sees it once, there is nothing that will really catch him off guard.
Yeah. If he rides around the track one time, there's not much that he doesn't remember.
Yeah, which was crazy.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's impressive because that's a long way. I mean, we're talking about an 8-mile lap here at Border Battle, 120 miles, and they pretty much have it dialed. But it comes back to experience. How many thousands of miles of trail has he read in his career visually? And can just read the trail based on the line, and it just comes down to seat time.
What was my other question here? Oh, so you're on Honda, Nick. When I seen you last year at Brainerd, you were on a Triumph for that weekend. But then they said you were also on a different bike last year as well. So have you kind of been switching bikes around, just seeing what you like, or what?
Yeah, no, I bought a Gas 125 just for fun last year, but that was short lived. I did get a couple of wins on that thing, but I'm 200 pounds and I'm 6'3". That poor bike was not enough. And
Just screaming away.
I did. It was. I was terrible, but it was fun. And then I had the opportunity with Red River Triumph. Awesome people. If you are interested in a Triumph, go check them out. That bike was awesome. I kind of demoed it in the field before that Brainerd race. Rode it around and asked if I could race it the next day, and he said yeah, and was able to get the win there. Just kind of first time riding it, and I loved it. It was definitely a little soft for me suspension wise, beat me up pretty good. But I've been on Hondas since 2017 pretty religiously. Primarily to start off with, it was really good contingency for national enduros, and with Red Moto Honda in Europe have a connection selling their hard enduro parts and their homologation parts, light kits, 400 kits, 300 big bores. So I've always ran Hondas and felt really comfortable on the old chassis, but this year was all new at the 25, and so didn't really know what I was going to expect coming into this race. I had a good setup kind of that I thought. I switched my fork up right before the race, but was really happy with how it rode, and I think I'll keep on the Hondas for a while.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, Jet Lawrence makes him look pretty good. So, but yeah, you made it look like you've been riding for a long time this weekend. So,
yeah, Hondas never die. Hondas are awesome. They corner so well. I know a lot of the guys in the woods just love their KTMs. Never really jived with them. Nothing against them. The last KTM I owned was in 2015. So, just been a Honda guy. 4-strokes for sure. They're just a better race bike. But, I'm on a 450 this year. Last year I was on a 400, kind of a downboard 450. And it's a lot of bike for me even. I've done some work to down tune it. I dropped the sprocket size to a 48, and then I actually had an Acropovic exhaust that I took off because it was just too much power. So 2 hours is a long time, and so those 450s just rip your shoulders off. Too much power. So anything to make it smoother. I used to ride 250Fs, but found that I was just riding a little too sketchy. I always had to be on the pipe, and with 450s I can momentum ride kind of corner to corner and ride safer, which the older I get, that's definitely more of a priority for me to stay on two wheels.
Yeah, I suppose with that 250 kind of strung out, it kind of upsets the chassis a little bit if you hit something wrong being that high in the RPMs, and instead of on a 450 where you can kind of lug it through that certain section or something.
That's exactly it. I mean, even Logan Kiddock, who got second yesterday, he's on his 450 this year, and it was the right move for him. That the 250s are great if you're a really light, you don't weigh as much, and if you're maybe a mid-level A rider. But as you get faster, you got to stay on the pipe, and with all that wheel spin, your bike's kind of jumping around, and it's a lot less predictable. So the 450, I find that I can ride it a gear higher and just lug it around, which ends up being smoother and smooth as fast.
So you talked about national enduros. What do you got on your schedule for like this summer? Are you doing all the border battles and enduros and?
Yeah. So this summer I'm planning on running the border battles. Gary puts on an awesome show. Those border battles are definitely the cream of the crop for the Midwest riders. As far as anything else, I'll pop into a handful of Hare Scrambles and enduros, but primarily just the border battles this year.
Have you ever done a GNCC?
I have. It's been a few years though.
Oh, really? Like, so I know there's levels to this, Nick, like you're the top border battle guy, but like if you go to a GNCC, are you running XC1?
No, I'm not. I could. I'd get my butt kicked. But the GNCCs is a whole nother level. It's a different atmosphere, different sport, really. These guys are running, pretty much four-wheeler trails that are extremely beat. Yesterday was smooth compared to what a GNCC is. And it's tough, man. Those guys are animals. And I would get beat by probably at least 10 minutes at a GNCC. Granted, they're 3 hours, so it's a lot longer, but those guys are just beasts. And it's really hard on the bike. It's obviously a big commitment to chase those, but, put it in perspective. When I was running national enduros, I think my top career best finish was like 14th, I believe, out of like 500 guys. So minutes off the pace, though. Minutes off the pace.
Really, I can't imagine that of like seeing like a Stu Baylor or Caleb Russell or Ben Kelly on they're just that much faster. It's like, how could you even go that much faster through the woods?
They're nut jobs. They're nut jobs. I would highly recommend trying Ironman GNCC. It's the closest one at Ironman Raceway in Indiana. Steep hills. It's tough, man. 3 hours is no joke. I mean, I was beat after 2 hours. I crashed physically after the race. Had to get a bunch of sugar in, and just 3 hours is just a different animal. And so I was always partial to national enduros. Logan Kiddock raced GNCCs a few years ago, did the whole series, and then now he's sticking to the Midwest here. But yeah, those GNCCs are gnarly. Props to those guys.
Yeah, that's just cool on how many different levels there are to this, and just.
Yeah, you even saying that like it's a totally different sport, even like that's just crazy. Putting it into perspective like that.
Yeah, it is. I mean, those guys, you can't even run one bike in that series. You're going through multiple bikes in a season because it's so hard on not only just the, physically, but the machine. It's brutal. It's a brutal sport, and a lot of DNFs you see out there. And just, I don't know if you've been following along with GNCCs. I feel like every race this year has been a mud race.
Yep.
And it's tough. I mean, it's just brutal for the bike. But, it's a different sport, I like to call it, because it's survival. I mean, I would be like, those guys in Supercross that are getting lapped, that would be me out there at GNCC in comparison, right? I can run that, get to the show, but it ain't the same.
Wow.
Not that level.
That's unreal, Nick. That's crazy.
I remember I was 2017 maybe. 2017 I was out there, and I think Caleb Russell was running a KTM 125 in XC1, and he won the race on this 125, and he came blowing by me, and I was so scared when I heard this two-stroke by me. I pulled off the side of the trail. Just like, I mean, most of the time when I lap somebody at a border battle, they can hear me coming from a few corners before. So most of the time they're already off to the side of the track, which is great. But that's how I was to Caleb Russell back then. It was like, oh my God. Skipping on stuff. It was just crazy. So it was cool. I mean, if you get a chance to run an afternoon race at a GNCC just to get lapped by those guys, it's kind of a fun experience.
Oh, I bet. Oh my gosh, that sounds freaking awesome.
And they're battling. I mean, they'll run you over. They'll just plow you over. You don't want to take Stu Baylor on in a corner.
No,
he's gonna run you down.
Oh my God,
I believe you. Those guys are freaking savages.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, and then with ISD, Nick, you haven't been there since, was it 21 or 22?
Yep, 2021. Went to Italy for 6 days with Nate Furter, actually, and that was my last one. Epic experience. I mean, just a blast. That whole experience was great and had a great result. Ended up getting a gold medal. I think I was top 15 in the amateur, if you will, non-World Trophy teams. So had an awesome ride. Had a couple of really big get-offs, though. But 6 days of riding, 40 hours on the bike was a really, really long week. But, as far as doing it again, I would love to. It's a big commitment. I spent 2.5 weeks over there. So, I'd love to make it happen. I know the 100th anniversary of 6 days is coming up next year, so that could be fun. But my eye is actually on running a handful of enduro GPs in the future, which I've been looking at. And actually, the first part of yesterday's race, kind of up there on the flats where you're just kind of skating around, that was more of like what I'm really good at is, 15-foot wide trail where you can pick your line. That's the stuff that I excel at. So more enduro GP style for sure.
Oh, okay. That was some slick, hard pack black dirt. It was, it was skating.
Total skatey. I mean, I was thinking I had a flat tire, but I run fifth mooses. So
that was,
you can't get a flat.
It's funny you say that. It was like, I told Luke that. I said after the race, it's like, it feels like you got a flat front and a flat rear sometimes. Mm-hmm. Like, it was.
Yeah, I blew through a ribbon. I blew through a corner on one of the, easy hard sections. So I had to run the easy section, which is, 5 seconds slower. But yeah, you can't push it in that stuff, and found myself just trying too hard a couple of times.
What about
that's sketchy stuff up there? For sure.
What about snowmobile and Nick? Do you see yourself ever coming back to do any snowmobile racing?
I've thought long and hard about this question. I would love to be quite honest with you. I had a couple of really good results for not a whole lot of time on the sled. And, I was kind of disappointed in myself just riding a little bit over my head at a few races. But I really had a lot of fun, and, that's worth a lot. So as far as the future goes, my grandpa ran the I-500 back when it was the real 500. My dad did it. I still haven't done it. That would be one I would love to do, but for sure I would love to do the Iron Dog up in Alaska.
Oh, really?
That would 100%. That will happen. Just need the right opportunity to do it.
Huh. Well, who knows? Somebody might hear this and they might be giving you a call after they hear you on the podcast talking about Iron Dog.
Totally.
Mm-hmm.
That would be awesome. Yeah. No, my dad did it. Shoot, in like 2018 in the old man's class and with Bob Many, and they finished. Kind of opened me up to that whole world, and that's kind of more of my style, endurance, and it's kind of 6 days related. Where I think it would be obviously a super fun adventure, but kind of a good testament to what I could do on a sled over an extended mileage versus some of these ice races, and now the cross country series is becoming pretty sprint oriented and a lot of ditch banging, and it certainly isn't what it used to be. But I think the Iron Dog is the cream of the crop for the cross country stuff. So yeah, I would love to do that someday.
I wonder if Dustin Dorn has found a teammate yet.
There you go.
Maybe. Would you ride a Skidoo?
Dude, I'd ride anything. I mean, as long as we can bulletproof this thing, I know it takes a lot to get up there, and would have to make sure the preparation is there. But I grew up riding sleds all winter long with my brother. I grew up running dirt bikes all summer long with my brother, and if it was for good cause and had some support, I think we could do great things. Somebody who's done it for sure would have to be my teammate, and I could be the follow guy. But I've talked about it with some guys, just haven't been too serious about it, but would love to make it happen here in the next few years for sure.
Yeah. Well, yeah, our buddy Dustin Dorn, him and his brother Dylan, they finished it not this last winter. They didn't do it this last winter, but the winter before, and they got they got 8th. So that was pretty good.
Man, just to finish that race, such an achievement. Put so much time and effort into doing it and going up there. But talk about an adventure, man. I mean, just how cool would that be to just do it? Obviously, it's a race. I mean, I love winning as much as you guys, but seeing those guys that are winning, just what they have to go through and the pace that they're running is just insane for how many miles they're putting on. So, obviously go there to win. Like I go to any race, but have some real expectations of, okay, let's just finish. you know?
Well, you and the young Bobby Mini could run it together. How about that?
Yeah, we've talked about it. Bob, I don't know. Bobby's awesome. Certainly could happen. I won't say no, but like I said, things have to come together. I'm 26, man, so for me to buy a sled to train on and then prep a sled that it's kind of out of the budget for now. But hey, if the opportunity presented itself and it could be for a good cause, that'd just be a triple win for sure.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool to see for sure.
Yeah, hell of a story.
Yeah,
to come out of it.
Well, I don't know, Kyle, Brody, you got anything else for Nick?
We actually talked about my brother and I. My brother, one of his favorite things to do is ride snowmobiles because, so like I said, I used to ride dirt bikes and sleds with my brother. In 2013, he was actually paralyzed when we were trail riding on our bikes. So since then, really the only thing that we can do to ride again is snowmobile ride. So he's got a 650 XCR, one of the new chassis that's just bad to the bone. And that thing is so stable for him, so he really doesn't have to focus on keeping that inside ski down. So we've talked about, hey man, wouldn't that be cool if we could go up there and do that together someday, but I would have to be able to run it first, with somebody competitively, and then maybe down the road we try and tackle that together as a brother duo. But kind of a pipe dream, but part of the reason that I would want to do the Iron Dog.
No, that'd be badass.
Yeah,
it was
that
just,
would be cool as hell.
It was just 2 years ago that paraplegic guy who was I think it was no legs below the knees that I don't know if they finished or not, but yeah, it was a pretty cool story about him doing it as well. So yeah, that'd be an awesome story.
You can do anything you set your mind to. I mean, Racer Frank was out there on Saturday at the border battle. Ryan Frank's son.
Yep.
And, similar story to my brother. And they strapped him to a dirt bike, and he went out there, and he finished the dang race. It was an hour long. I mean, you know how rough that was. And he did it. So,
yeah, God,
pretty motivating. And this year, I'm a part of their Wings for Life team, raising money for spinal cord research. So pretty humbling and awesome to be a part of what they've got going. And, just makes it all the more fun to be out there winning dirt bike races and coming back to the pits, giving my brother Nux. He's always the guy at the track in his track chair. So if you see him out there, give him some shit for me.
I just seen him. I was standing there right next to Luke, and when Luke Van Lysel, when he finished, and your brother was sitting right there when you came off the track. So I did see him.
Yeah, he's got my back, man. He'll be there pretty much every race, and if he could still ride, he would be. But like I said, snowmobiling is the one thing that we do together still, and it's pretty dang awesome. So whether I'm racing sleds or not, as long as I can ride them with him, and snowmobiles will always be a part of my life, whether it's competitively or just for fun. They're just awesome.
Yeah,
that's badass.
But all right, Nick. Well, we really appreciate you taking the time to talk to us. So.
Heck yeah. Should be a good season, guys. Gunner, are you running all of them?
I'm thinking about it because the next one is, what is the next one? Nevis or Fergus Falls or?
Yep, up in Nevis.
Yes.
I think it's in the middle of June, so we got some time.
Yeah, so all those, and then that Brainerd one, they're all only about an hour and a half away from me, so it's not too terribly far to go to them. So
That Nevis one's tough. It's instead of sand rollers, it's tree roots. So be ready.
Yeah, the tree roots kind of caught me off guard down at Brainerd the Brainerd one last year was my first one ever. So
that's tough country. You know, it's flat, but it's thick woods the farther north you get, and Gary runs it pretty tight. So I think now that we've had a couple of seasons up there, the track's widening up, gets to be more of a flowy line through the woods. So the track should get better, but you know, it's 2 hours long. They all get really beat. So you just got to be able to handle that. But yeah, it'd be cool to see you guys on more races, and you know, whether or not I see you in the wintertime on some sleds, we'll see. But for sure at the border battles, I'll be at all of them this year.
Oh, heck yeah.
Thanks for having me on, guys. It's been fun.
Yeah.
Thanks for
again,
coming
Nick.
on.
So
Well, cool. Till next time. Hopefully you get a W at the next border battle and we can talk then.
Yeah, win at Nevis. We'll give you a call again.
Right on. We'll make it a thing.
Yeah.
All right, sounds good, Nick.
Cheers.
All right,
you guys have a
thanks.
good one.
Yeah, you too.
Thanks.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye-bye.
Nice guy.
Yeah,
Another nice guy.
Super nice guy.
Hell yeah.
We didn't even have to give him the, well, okay.
Yeah. We only did once.
When?
You said, well, all right, Nick.
Oh, right at the end there. Because I'd gone through my list of topics and
it kind of felt like the conversation was nearing a natural, kind of
that's
ending point.
You had said that before.
You can tell in conversations where like both of the people can kind of tell like, okay, we've said enough. Like you just find a naturally good stopping point and like, oh, we can end it there. Perfect.
Yeah. No, I thought it was really good. We covered a lot of stuff.
Yeah. That was really good.
Well, it's always nice when they're good, a good person, and they can talk.
A good talker.
A good talker. Yeah. Just let it flow.
Right away, you came out with a good one. Attack the track.
He was like,
I'm gonna tell you that when we're in staging. Go attack the track.
You gotta attack it.
you know why that's in my head? Those words, okay? Because I'm listening to the Pulp MX re-raceables, and they talk about 93 something, where Jeremy McGrath's mechanic puts on the pit board. He's well out in front, and he just puts on the pit board, attack the track. And
way out in front too.
And they said the announcers were just like, whoa. So I just listened to that today, so maybe that's why I had that phrase in my head. But no,
that was a good one.
We're gonna go attack the track.
But no, he's just like when Herf's standing over the front of the sled, just bombing through the ditch.
Yeah.
Like that's what Nick looked like, just bombing through the woods, like just in full attack mode.
Yeah.
Where I'm just like
straight up and down.
Straight up and down, legs just doggy paddling through the sand. That's what I'm like. But so that started at 40 because just in case we have people that just want to listen to Nick's interview, I'll put that like in the beginning of the video. So
how hard is it to put like the timestamps on the YouTube? Yeah. Because some videos do that, not all of them do it, but it's cool when you can find them.
Do ours do that?
No.
They don't.
No.
When you have to YouTube something that you don't know how to do, and you search the video, it'll bring you to a full long video, and it'll bring you to that just that part where that you need help.
Yep. But then Spotify does that by itself. So Spotify
does it?
Sections it out.
I have seen it on Spotify.
I'll have to look up to. I thought our YouTube does do that.
I could be totally wrong,
but
that's pretty neat.
But no, to quickly recap my race then, and then how long have we been going, Brody, here?
Hour 24.
Oh, Kyle, you got to do one of these.
Yeah, it sounds fun.
Like even in Sportsman 2, like I'm not racing to win. Like there's no money on the line. So that's where the incentive in my brain is like, we're not racing for money. So I'm not going to risk getting hurt.
Yeah.
Bouncing off a tree.
You come to Pine Lake, there's 10, 15,000 on the line. Now we're pushing it. So like, and that's what I should ask Nick on how much money is kind of in it, because like to win from border battle is like only 500 to win, which those guys suffer way harder than we do on the snowmobiles, and they win way less. So like I should have asked him that, like if he's got a contingency or what his Honda contingency is like, but
He must. You'd think so.
But no, I had what the heck?
You know,
It was
I just had a thought of your story. Is it going to compare at all to Nick's story? Not even come close to it. And so I was thinking, like, everyone's just going to stop listening after that.
no, we have fans.
I know.
People tune into us.
That was just my intrusive thought.
You can say whatever you want right now, Brody.
No. I can't. Don't want to go that far. Anyway, continue. Sorry.
But no, it was just extremely dusty. That first lap, you're in the, like, when Nick said, he's like, oh, I didn't notice the dust because he was out front right away. But like I showed you that video, Luke, he got not the best start. He was in the back, and he said that going through the dusty section, like 2 or 3 of those guys were just looking at each other, going down the track, like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
And so that's what I was like. And then you come around for the second lap, and it's like, oh, it's a new track again. I didn't even see those bumps on the first lap. But no, I was really happy not to crash.
Yeah.
Not to crash or even tip over. I had one little close one where my front tire was washing out a little bit, but I saved it. So that was my main goal, like not crash and get hurt or something, or wreck something on the bike.
Yeah.
So I was happy with that. But I got a new sand tire, or it's not new, but it's sand tires on there. Vince told me to put it on. It worked really good in the sandy spots, but then it was a little slick on like the hard pack spots. So I don't know if my sand skills compensated for the little bit of time maybe I was losing on the hard pack, but my regular knobby tire wouldn't have really done any better for me, I think. So I think maybe I gained a little bit in the sand. But no, we come around the first big water hole. There's a gas guy just mired in.
Oh, no.
Rear fender, like, almost in the water.
Oh, no.
And, like, I'm, like, driving past him, looking at him, like, oh, my God.
Why'd you pick that line? What made you choose that line?
Like, it was just, it's like a big circular pond, and he shot the middle.
Water skip.
Was he trying to water skip or what?
Maybe. And then,
I'm going to make up some time. I'm going to skip this water.
but it wasn't much longer to go around this way or this way. And then we come through the cattails, and like first lap, just through a rut, like foot peg deep, just swamp mud down my jersey.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Dry, dusty, and then we're in the swamp mud. And then, I tried explaining to like Luke and Adam where this other swamp was, because there was a Y, and I went to the left, and we come to it, and I had a Triumph guy right in front of me, and he just went, Rob, just stuck her in there.
Yeah.
And then he was trying to, I watched him like get off the pegs and put his feet down, and the water was up to his knees.
Oh, no.
And he was spinning, and his back tire filled up with mud. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
So I spun around, because I was like the next guy in line. I spun around, and then me and like 4 other people are backtracking. Luckily, nobody's oncoming.
Yeah.
Because we're the Sportsman 2 are the last guys.
Yeah.
And then we finally find that Y to go around.
If I was the second guy, wouldn't have thought to turn around. I'd have been like, well, got to go through it.
I guess I'm going to
I'm just going to swamp this thing.
No, because we're looking at that guy, and then we see other bikes going across that way. So it's like, how did they get up there?
Still, you can't turn around on a racetrack.
I turned around.
fuck it.
I would have been like, shit.
It was
I can't be a a wuss now.
Yeah, right.
Gotta admire it.
Deep water, cattails.
Yeah.
There was no, like, I could maybe strangle that patch there. There was none of that.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it was a terrible line. Terrible.
I would have sat there and waited for that guy to get up, and then I would have done the same exact thing.
I think he DNF'd.
Oh.
He stayed there the whole race.
Then I would have turned around if he was still in there.
Yeah. But then coming around for the second lap, I couldn't remember where that was at.
Which Y it was.
So I was like, oh my God, please don't take that line again. Please. Like, and then I recognized it. I was like, okay, do not go there.
Yeah.
We come into a super sharp little drainage where it's like, there's a guy pointing like, you go that way. You come up to it and there's somebody already going up it and they fall over.
Oh, no.
There's a person in front of me. They go up it, try to strangle it. They fall over. So I shift my bike into neutral because I was like, well, I'm not going to sit here and hold the clutch in. And then the guy's like, oh, no, go that way. So I front brake it down this steep incline and then pop up over on that side. And that line was way faster
Oh, yeah?
than the line that they were going for.
Yeah.
So then I used that line the last 4 laps.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, I was glad I caught on to that at least. Mm-hmm. But like what Nick was saying, that there's so many lines to find that like it, if you can find all those shorter lines, it makes up a world of difference.
Yeah, all that time added up.
Yeah. Because it's just that this pop can is the corner and the main line is out here, but then, oh no, like 3 or 4 people found a line that cut it right here. Mm-hmm. It's like, how do you just don't see it sometimes. Mm-hmm. So no, it was fun.
Oh yeah, it definitely sounds like fun.
You should do it, Brody.
It would be, that's definitely the more type of racing that I would like to do on a dirt bike.
Really?
Oh yeah. No, like, yeah, like when Dad would watch GNCC racing, like that shit is always awesome to me.
Let him try it.
I'll go buy you a YZ 125.
I don't want to do it.
Oh.
But I'm saying like that's the type of racing that I would like to do if I would to race.
So there's a chance.
Because I'm not a big fan of jumping. That's why I like motorcycles on the road. I never jump my bike. I mean, you really don't jump in running in the woods, but running through the woods seems like fun.
There was a few little jumps on this little dirt bike track. That was, we must have gone. He did say we went backwards on it. Mm-hmm. So yeah, we were jumping off of the face.
Yeah.
So like
just
to
pounding.
flat. To flat on just 2 of them. They weren't tall, but they were.
I hate landing flat ground. It's so gnarly.
My VS3 suspension.
Dialed.
Plush.
Dialed.
Plush.
Plush?
Yeah.
I'm always worried that the stem is going to just snap off. Then what? Shit.
Yeah. I don't know if
It does sound like fun though. I've always liked that.
So yeah,
and the enduro part of it is also what I like. It's 2 hours. That's a freaking grind. It sounds like fun.
Luke showed up with a brand new bike. Mm-hmm. He just sent me a picture of it. He showed up and it had 5 minutes of run time.
Holy shit!
Ask him why it's so ugly. Ooh. I'm just kidding.
It's a new Yamaha. They look good.
Burn.
Shout out Luke. So I was in a hurry getting dressed and I hadn't even put my numbers on. And so I gave them to Luke. I said, "Can you put these on, please?" And he put them on. Just wrinkles and air bubbles everywhere. And then the District 23 lady called me today.
Ooh.
Because we're signed up for district insurance or whatnot.
Yeah.
Or membership. And so, like, I put for a number, I think it was like 256.
Oh.
Or 356.
You didn't use 156?
It wasn't available.
There's already a Kyle out there.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and then I think it was to find something that was universal across, because for some reason, I don't even remember doing it. I clicked the button for Hare Scrambles, and it was like a combination of MX and MX Quad.
Oh.
So you're running both.
So, because they did advertise the District 23 quad race up at Brooks. That on the DMC page, it said maybe or something about it. So that'd be cool to go watch at least.
Yeah, right.
So my District 23 number is 856.
Holy crap. That's how many are taken? Holy crap.
Well, because she said, well, do you want something with 56? Because I see you put that down for everyone. I was like, yeah, sure.
856.
856.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's a cool number.
That's going to be the new Snowmobile number.
856?
No. I'm not a fan of 3 digits.
Shut up.
No, just my personal opinion. If I had to pick a number,
Yeah.
I'd pick a
me
ugly 2-digit number over a 3.
Yeah.
The only 3-digit number I like is 199, Travis Pastrana. Only
Yeah.
3-digit I like.
Should Evan run the number 1 plate this coming season?
Yeah,
He should.
Nick ran the number 1 plate
Yeah.
yesterday
That's badass.
it was a red number, white background or something on a red Honda. It looked sharp.
Yeah,
Yeah, Evan should run number 1 plate.
Do it, Evan.
That'd be sweet.
that would be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. You got anything else, Kyle?
Well, all right, Gunner. It's hot in here.
I got a question for Kyle. A fan request question for Kyle.
Oh God.
Yeah. Do you know anything about a Cat-O-Matic transmission?
Catamatic?
Cat-O-Matic.
Sounds familiar. Explain it to me.
Oh, I don't know it. He said ask you.
Cat-O-Matic?
Cat-O-Matic.
Oh, the hydrostat. Yeah. The
Cat-O-Matic transmission.
Yeah, it'd be like, I think he's talking about the hydrostat. So in 1973, 74, Articat made Articat VIP is what they were. And they were a hydrostat transmission. So they were hydraulic fluid.
Really?
There's no clutches.
What would that have been in?
Articat VIP, I just said that.
What's a VIP?
It's a snowmobile.
I've never heard of
It's
that.
the same thing as like a 73 Panther, but they were brown and they were real fancy, you know, like brown and gold,
Yeah.
you know. It was real supposed to be fancy.
Oh.
But yeah, they were hydrostat transmission. They weren't clutches. I've always wanted to know how one works.
Yeah.
I've seen a couple, but I've never
Seen it in action.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Tell me how it works.
How's the posi track rear end in a Plymouth work?
What happens when that, I suppose, like when it's cold, you know? I don't know how it works.
Got to run thin oil.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess. But yeah, hydrostat transmission.
That's freaking cool.
Yeah.
That's a good question.
Who asked that?
Ethan.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
Ethan bought a shirt. Ethan bought a Kyle shirt.
Yep. You bought a Kyle shirt.
Be like Ethan and buy a Kyle shirt.
Yep. Uh-huh.
Yeah. Hydrostat and a snowmobile. So it'd be like a skid steer today, you know?
Oh, sure.
Like, yeah, like your dozers, you know?
Yeah. No, that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, skid steer. You push throttle and go.
I'd never heard of a VIP though.
Panther VIP. Yeah.
Oh,
In 73, they only made like 50 of them, something like that. And then 74, they made quite a bit more, but they didn't make all too many of them.
something to ask Roger about.
Yeah, the VIP. I think it was, you know, that's what, in 73, that's what it was advertised as.
Yeah.
It's very important, you know?
Huh.
There you go. Good question.
I think in 73, they all had names on them, like it would be snow checked.
Oh,
and then you put
I
the
see.
name on it.
Yeah, pre-ordered.
Yeah. I think in 73 they were that way.
Huh. Brody's got a date this Saturday.
Don't fucking bring it up.
Yeah.
Chicka wow wow.
Don't.
No, like it.
Bring that bass out.
Well,
Yeah.
for the audience, Brody, they'll live vicariously through you, to know on how your dating life is going.
I don't want them to know how my dating. I'm a pretty.
That's funny in you.
I'm a private guy. I'm a private guy. I like
No, but
keeping things.
Next time we're in here with just us, we'll recap how the bowling date went.
What if I don't want to recap it? What if it goes terrible?
You're not a good bowler?
Oh, I haven't been bowling in years.
Do the between the legs and the,
I haven't. I can't remember the last time I've been bowling.
Yeah, Brody's got a bowling date.
yeah. You
God,
want to take the fox body?
Oh,
What?
There you go.
But yeah, I can't remember the last time I bowled.
You better go practice.
I'm not gonna go practice. That'd be dumb.
No, just show up bad.
Exactly. Yeah.
That'll be
perfect.
Make it 10 times better.
Yeah, totally.
Would it though?
Yeah,
100%.
Wait, you want to go out with a good bowler?
I don't want to be that guy. Show up and be like,
Show up and just throw a 300.
yeah. By the way, there's no way you're gonna beat me. Have fun.
No, you don't have to be like that, but you could be good and be just a normal person.
I'm not a normal person. But yeah, anyway, we don't need to talk about it, really.
We'll talk about
Kent Wagner, my college instructor, bowled a 300 like very multiple times.
our Uncle Pat.
Uncle Pat, he's won competitions.
I think he got a 300, didn't he?
I think he has. I think he did.
I remember seeing his plaque there in Bagley or something.
Hell yeah.
What was the Vikings head coach that he played with?
Not played with.
He bowled with a Vikings head coach, didn't he?
Bud Grant?
Bud Grant?
Yeah.
No way.
Didn't he? I thought I remember. He got an autograph from him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think that was at bowling though.
I thought that was bowling.
I think that was him coming through Gully because he had like hunting land like up north or something.
Oh, I thought he bowled with him.
New Bud Grant, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, he knew Bud.
He got a fucking autograph from him. Yeah, you could say I know him.
Yeah. I guess.
I know Travis Pastrana more than a lot of other people that have never met him before. I got an autograph from him when I was younger and met him again in an airport.
We'll live vicariously through him. It doesn't have to be a...
I don't need people asking me
a fun segment.
No, we're different people. If you were going on a date, you'd probably fucking vlog it. I'm not vlogging anything in my life.
This is great content.
This is great content. My dating life is not your content or the podcast content.
There is a guy, a funny guy on TikTok that like vlogs with his wife. That like they go to the grocery store and he just holds up the camera. What's up, gang? And then she just goes like this. And then sitting there, what's up, gang? We're at Olive Garden here now.
Oh, will you come with? So if we go, not this coming weekend, but next weekend, there's a card show in Fargo that we're going to. Me and X and maybe Brody.
A card show.
Yep.
Wait, what? A car?
Card.
A card.
Card.
What kind of fucking cards?
Is it all sorts of cards?
All sorts of cards. Football, baseball, Pokemon.
I thought you said car show at the first time.
No, bro, way better.
It changes
Card.
things. This changes things. I might not go.
Dude, this is the only one around for miles.
Really?
And months. Yeah. Yeah.
I guess I could show up and,
You want to show up and vlog it?
punch some nerds.
What's up, guys?
I could kick some nerds in the shins.
You want to go to a card show?
No,
I'm a
thank
nerd
you.
though. I might fit in.
Gunner, you gotta go to one. Just like these fucking hair scrambles. You gotta go to one.
Yeah, you gotta try one. I'll try the card show if you go try a hair scramble.
It might be hot in there though.
It's hot in here. My camera lens is foggy.
I'm gonna have to listen to that back.
It was so fucking weird and random.
It's right in the beginning. It's during the read.
He gets up, walks away from the camera, comes back in the frame, sits down. It's hot in here.
It was like
Just leaves the frame again.
it was like a tick, like a Tourette's tick. I was in the middle of a read. It's hot in here.
Has to interrupt Vince's read. Oh God, I hope people find that as funny as we do because we're bringing it up way too much, but we're still laughing about it.
Doing something.
Sorry, VS3.
Anyway, I'm going on a date.
Yeah,
You're gonna attack the track.
attack.
I'm gonna attack the track.
Attack them lanes, Brody. Attack the pins.
Yeah.
There.
Attack them pins.
That's what you got to tell her.
I wonder if they.
I come here to attack the pigs.
I wonder if they sell beer at the bowling
Oh,
alley.
yeah.
I bet. I might have to buy a beer.
I think that's a pretty common thing,
Yeah.
bowling alleys and beer.
See, I haven't been in one since I was old enough to drink. So, been 4 years.
Maybe we should go sometime.
No one bowls though. Bowling isn't that fun.
I'll bowl with you.
It kind of got expensive, I thought.
I don't know.
Oh.
It's been so damn long.
You know what I found in my house?
A bowling ball.
No, even better. What are those things called?
The bag that you put the bowling ball in. And
Oh, accordion.
Accordion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you found an accordion?
Yeah, legit
Ooh.
one. I'm gonna have to take that up.
Our dad's grandpa Henry played the accordion.
Yeah.
Played it like a son of a bitch, I guess.
Yeah. This one's legit.
Is it like that broken record player you brought Brody?
It's not broken.
Oh, okay.
You got to show me how it's not broken because it looks pretty fucking broken.
I don't know, man. It's a gift. It's yours.
I know I'm not putting any records in there.
You probably broke it.
I don't. I hope you don't feel bad if it's not sitting in there the next time you show up.
Don't tell me.
I won't.
It was a gift. It's yours.
Okay.
All I wanted to do is just forget about this. And
I'll take a picture of it the next time Regan fires up that brush pile, burns it. I'll take a picture of it sitting in the middle.
you could fix it. I like giving you projects, something to take your time.
I'm fine.
Well, Mother's Day next weekend, so probably no show. I'd say, and then we'll see when we can maybe schedule something with Gay Bunky
Yeah.
for episode 74.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Totally.
So we'll go from there pretty much.
Watching the Kentucky Derby. Afterwards, I threw a bottle at the garbage can. It broke. So I was picking up the shards. And the one shard, it wasn't very big, like probably a couple of inches wide. And I grabbed it, and it hurt it just bit me. And I lifted it up, and the chunk of glass is just sticking out of my thumb. And I pulled it out by just the thinnest little needle of glass that went. It had to be almost all the way through my thumb because, oh my God, did it hurt? And did it bleed? And it still hurts now. And I just.
Picking up a piece of glass, wouldn't you take some caution?
Yeah, it was going so far so good when I was picking up the chunks, but that one just had the littlest, biggest needle I've ever freaking grabbed. It was wild.
Huh.
It was cool, though, looking at it.
I'm still full of fiberglass insulation.
Oh, that's the worst.
Yeah.
Have you ever grabbed one of them fiberglass rods?
Rods, yes.
Oh. How do you get it out? I just use Gorilla Tape. Gorilla Tape seems to be about the best.
I just be a man and just let my body push it out.
Just be a man.
Yeah.
Let nature run its course.
Yeah. Well, I'd say episode 73. What do we title it?
That's what you should title it.
Nick, Nick, and I don't know. I'm not good at titling things.
I don't know. That's probably the hardest part of these. Except when I don't know, border battle.
Border battle with Nick, the winner. I don't know. Something like that. Are you getting a thumbnail?
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. If we do that, I should stand up with the shirt for the
Yeah,
thumbnail.
because the camera wasn't working when you showed off the shirt at the end of the last episode.
Are you oh, yeah, it wasn't.
Yeah. So yeah.
And then is that good enough?
That was great. I had, I had the dumbest look on my face.
Trust me, I did too.
All right. Thanks,
All right.
Nick Swenson.
Yep.
Woody's VS3.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks.
See ya.